Stop face screaming in fear. Don't ignore those old wheat pennies in your change. Even pennies in bad condition can be worth serious money. Coins like the 1909 SVDB, 1914D, and 1922 No-D are rare and highly collectible, even if they're worn or damaged. Look closely at the date and mint mark. Sometimes all it takes is a small detail to make a penny valuable. Steel or off-metal errors are also extremely sought after. Collectors pay top dollar for unusual features, even on pennies that look beaten up. So before you throw out or spend any wheat penny, check it carefully. That small, worn coin in your pocket could be hiding hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Follow for more rare coin finds and tips to spot hidden treasures. First, let's talk about why the 1943D penny looks so different from all other pennies. Unlike the familiar copper pennies, the 1943D was made from steel coated with zinc. That's right, steel. The reason is tied directly to World War II. During the war, copper was needed for ammunition and other military equipment, so the U.S. Mint had to get creative. Steel, which was abundant, became the material of choice. This makes the 1943D wheat penny not just a coin, but a piece of wartime history you can hold in your hand. Now, if you're looking at one, the first thing you'll notice is the D mint mark, just below the date. That small letter tells you it was minted in Denver, and mint marks are crucial because they can affect a coin's rarity and value. While millions were produced, the Denver pennies are slightly less common than Philadelphia pennies, giving them an edge for collectors trying to complete their sets. One of the things that makes the 1943D wheat penny so collectible is its story of accidental errors. While nearly all 1943 pennies were steel, a few copper 1943 pennies were accidentally struck. These are some of the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history, often selling for tens of thousands of dollars. Even if you just have a regular steel 1943D penny, it's still a historic collectible. When collectors examine a 1943D wheat penny, they look at the condition of the coin, especially the wheat ears on the back. The reverse shows two classic wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Coins with crisp details, minimal wear, and a bright original luster are highly prized, sometimes fetching much higher prices than worn examples. Even minor differences in condition can make a big difference in value. Now let's talk about value. A circulated 1943D penny might sell for just a few dollars. But uncirculated coins, especially those graded by PCGS or NGC, can be worth significantly more. The steel composition can also affect grading because steel pennies are prone to rusting. If the zinc coating wears off, the steel underneath can oxidize, leaving reddish-brown spots. Coins in great condition with minimal rust are the ones collectors chase the most. It's not just about the coin itself. The 1943D wheat penny tells a story. Imagine the United States in the middle of World War II. Millions of Americans were involved in the war effort, and every penny tells a piece of that story. From the factory floor in Denver to the hands of everyday people, these coins were part of daily life during one of the most important periods in American history. Searching for a 1943D wheat penny is exciting. Many collectors hunt through coin rolls, change, and old collections hoping to find one. Some even look for those rare copper 1943 errors. Even finding a steel 1943D penny in great condition is like finding a small piece of history. It's tangible, it's collectible, and it's a conversation starter. Collectors also enjoy the educational aspect of the 1943. Teachers and historians use it to illustrate wartime innovation, economic history, and industrial creativity. A simple penny becomes a tool for learning about sacrifice, resilience, and ingenuity. If you're adding one to your collection, remember to pay attention to mint marks, condition, and luster. Coins with sharp details, no rust, and good eye appeal hold value much better than worn or damaged examples. And if you ever come across a 1943D penny with unusual toning or an unusual finish, it might be worth a closer look by a professional grader. Even the way these coins age is interesting. Steel pennies often develop unique patinas over time, giving each coin a story that can't be duplicated. Some develop reddish tones from rust, while others retain a silver-gray shine. Every coin is a little piece of living history. For those who are new to coin collecting, the 1943 D wheat penny is a perfect starting point. It's affordable, historically significant, and packed with stories. It's a coin that connects the past to the present and sparks curiosity about history and money. And for the seasoned collector, the 1943 D steel penny is a must-have in any U.S. coin collection, especially if you're completing mint sets or focusing on wartime coinage. The combination of history, rarity, and the potential for high-grade examples makes this penny endlessly fascinating. So, the next time you're digging through old coins, check for the 1943 D wheat penny. Look at the date, spot the mint mark, examine the wheat ears on the back, and appreciate the story behind it. Whether it's a circulated penny in a jar or an uncirculated gem, this coin is a piece of history you can hold, study, and enjoy. Coin number 2, the 1946 wheat penny from the United States, is one of the most historically important and widely collected Lincoln cents ever produced, and many people are surprised to learn that this small copper coin carries a powerful story tied directly to the end of World War II. If you have a 1946 wheat penny in your pocket, coin jar, or old collection, you may be holding a piece of American history that millions of collectors actively search for today. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln wheat cent, was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1946, the design had already become one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. On the front of the coin, Abraham Lincoln's portrait faces right, a design created by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the phrase, "In God We Trust," while the word "Liberty" appears on the left side, and the year 1946 is clearly stamped on the right. This simple but powerful design symbolized unity, leadership, and national pride during a time when the country was recovering from global conflict. The reverse of the 1946 wheat penny features 2 wheat stalks curving along the edges, framing the words, "1 cent," in the center. Above it, you will see United States of America, and at the top, the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. These wheat stalks represented prosperity, agriculture, and growth, making the coin a symbol of hope for Americans rebuilding their lives after the war. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1946 wheat penny is its composition. This coin is made primarily of copper, unlike the steel pennies that were briefly produced during the war years. After wartime metal restrictions were lifted, the United States returned to using copper-based alloys. The 1946 wheat penny is composed of approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Because of this high copper content, many of these coins develop rich brown, red-brown, or reddish tones over time, which collectors find especially appealing. The year 1946 itself is incredibly significant. This was the first full year after World War II ended, and the U.S. Mint was focused on stabilizing coin production while meeting the demands of a growing post-war economy. Millions of Americans were returning home, industries were expanding, and everyday commerce relied heavily on small-denomination coins like the penny. As a result, the 1946 wheat penny was produced in very large numbers. There were 3 main mint locations that struck the 1946 wheat penny. Coins were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark, so coins without a letter below the date were struck there. The Denver Mint used a small D mint mark, while the San Francisco Mint used an S. Each of these varieties plays a role in the coin's collectability and value today. The 1946 wheat penny from Philadelphia had the highest production numbers, making it the most commonly found variety. Even so, condition plays a massive role in determining value. While worn examples are common, coins that survived with sharp details, strong lettering, and minimal wear are much more desirable. Collectors carefully examine Lincoln's hair, cheek, and jawline, as well as the wheat stalks on the reverse, to judge how much detail remains. The 1946 D wheat penny from the Denver Mint is also widely collected. Denver minted coins are often known for strong strikes, and many examples show clear details. However, finding one in exceptionally clean condition is still a challenge, especially after decades of circulation. The 1946 wheat penny from the San Francisco Mint generally had lower production numbers compared to Philadelphia and Denver, which adds extra interest for collectors who want to complete full sets. One of the biggest reasons collectors search for the 1946 wheat penny is the possibility of valuable errors and varieties. Error coins are created when something goes wrong during the minting process, and these mistakes can dramatically increase a coin's value. Some known errors from this year include off-center strikes, double impressions, clipped planchets, and die cracks. While not every error is extremely valuable, unique and clearly visible mistakes can attract serious collector attention. Another factor that adds excitement to the 1946 wheat penny is its role as a transitional era coin. It represents a shift from wartime production to peacetime prosperity. Many collectors enjoy owning coins that reflect major historical turning points, and 1946 is one of those years that stands out. Holding this coin is like holding a small piece of the post-war American story. When it comes to value, many people ask whether a 1946 wheat penny is worth money. The answer depends on several factors, including condition, mint mark, and whether the coin has any unusual features or errors. Common circulated examples are often affordable, which makes this coin an excellent entry point for new collectors. However, well-preserved examples with strong color and minimal wear can be worth significantly more than face value. Collectors also pay close attention to color. Copper coins are often categorized by their appearance, such as brown, red-brown, or red. Coins that retain more of their original red color tend to be more desirable, especially when combined with sharp details. That said, even brown examples can be valuable if they are clean, evenly toned, and free of damage. It is important to understand that cleaning a 1946 wheat penny can drastically reduce its value. Many beginners make the mistake of polishing or scrubbing old coins, thinking it will make them more attractive. In reality, collectors prefer original surfaces even if the coin shows age. Natural wear and toning are part of the coin's history, and removing them can permanently harm its appeal. The 1946 wheat penny is also popular among collectors who build date and mint sets of Lincoln cents. Completing a full wheat penny collection from 1909 to 1958 is a goal for many hobbyists, and the 1946 issue is an essential part of that journey. Because it is relatively accessible, it often becomes one of the first post-war coins collectors acquire. Another interesting aspect of the 1946 wheat penny is how many of them are still being discovered today. People regularly find these coins in old jars, inherited collections, and even in circulation on rare occasions. Each discovery sparks curiosity and often leads new people into the world of coin collecting. Beyond monetary value, the 1946 wheat penny carries educational value. It teaches us about American history, minting technology, and economic conditions of the time. It also serves as a reminder of how something as small as a penny can survive for decades and still tell a meaningful story. For YouTube viewers, the 1946 wheat penny is a perfect topic because it combines history, value, and the thrill of the hunt. Many viewers enjoy learning what to look for in their own collections and feeling inspired to check their spare change. The idea that an ordinary-looking penny could be special keeps audiences engaged from start to finish. As interest in collectible coins continues to grow, the 1946 wheat penny remains a strong favorite. Its connection to the end of World War II, its classic wheat design, and its solid copper composition all contribute to its lasting appeal. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, this coin deserves attention. Coin number 3. If you have ever looked closely at the pennies in your pocket or an old coin jar at home, you may have unknowingly held a piece of American history worth far more than 1 cent. Today we are diving deep into one of the most interesting and collectible Lincoln wheat pennies ever produced, the 1945 wheat penny from the United States. This coin comes from a powerful moment in American history, right at the end of World War II, and it carries stories, rarity factors, and value details that every coin collector and beginner should know. The 1945 wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and the small letter D beneath the date is the key detail that separates this coin from its Philadelphia and San Francisco counterparts. In 1945, the United States was transitioning from wartime production back to peacetime, and coin minting reflected that shift. Copper was once again fully available, which means the 1945 wheat penny returned to its traditional bronze composition after the steel pennies of 1943 and the transitional alloys used during the war years. This coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that classic reddish-brown color that collectors love. The weight is approximately 3.11 grams, and the diameter is 19 millimeters. While these specifications may sound ordinary, what makes the 1945D wheat penny special is its historical placement and the small but important variations that can dramatically affect its value. On the front of the coin, you will find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's image has appeared on the penny since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. The words, "In God We Trust," appear above Lincoln's head, while "Liberty" is placed to the left, and the date 1945 appears on the right with the Denver Mint mark just below it. The reverse side features the famous wheat ears design, which gives the wheat penny its name. Two wheat stalks curve along the left and right edges of the coin, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum at the top. This reverse design was used from 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. Now let's talk about why collectors are so interested in the 1945D wheat penny value. Millions of these coins were produced, which means many examples still exist today. However, condition plays a massive role in determining how much one of these pennies is worth. A heavily circulated coin with smooth surfaces and worn details may only be worth a few cents above face value, mainly due to its copper content. But as the condition improves, so does the value. A well-preserved 1945D wheat penny with strong details, clear lettering, and minimal wear can be worth several dollars. Coins that still retain their original reddish color are especially desirable. The closer the coin looks to how it appeared when it left the mint, the more collectors are willing to pay. One of the biggest reasons this coin is searched online is because of error varieties. Errors are what turn ordinary coins into highly valuable collectibles. Some 1945D wheat pennies were struck with mistakes during the minting process, and these errors can be worth significantly more than normal examples. One popular error to look for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not properly aligned during striking, causing part of the design to be missing. Depending on how dramatic the error is, an off-center 1945D wheat penny can be worth many times more than a normal one. Another important error is the double die, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Look closely at the date, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." If you see clear doubling with the naked eye, you may be holding a very valuable coin. Collectors also search for die cracks, lamination errors, and clipped planchets. A clipped planchet occurs when the coin blank is improperly cut, leaving a curved or straight missing section on the coin. These types of errors are fascinating because each one is unique, and that uniqueness adds to the coin's desirability. Another factor that influences the value of the 1945D wheat penny is strike quality. Coins from the Denver Mint are generally well struck, but variations still exist. Some coins show sharper wheat lines and stronger lettering, while others appear weak or flat in certain areas. Collectors prefer coins with bold details and full design elements. Historical context also adds to the appeal of this coin. In 1945, the United States saw the end of World War II, a moment that changed the world forever. Coins minted during this year circulated through a nation celebrating victory, rebuilding industries, and welcoming soldiers home. Owning a 1945D wheat penny is like holding a small piece of that historic transition. Many people ask whether a 1945D wheat penny could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. While most examples are not worth that much, certain rare error coins or exceptionally preserved specimens can reach surprisingly high prices. This is why checking your coins carefully is so important. A single detail can make the difference between a common penny and a highly sought-after collectible. If you're new to coin collecting, the 1945D wheat penny is an excellent starting point. It is affordable, historically significant, and widely available, yet it still offers the excitement of potential hidden value. For experienced collectors, it remains an essential date to include in a complete wheat penny collection. When searching through your coins, always handle them carefully. Hold them by the edges to avoid damaging the surfaces, and never clean them. Cleaning can significantly reduce a coin's value, even if it seems like it would improve its appearance. Natural aging and original surfaces are what collectors want to see. The popularity of wheat pennies continues to grow, especially on YouTube and online searches. Many people enjoy hunting through rolls of coins or inherited collections, hoping to find that one special piece. The 1945D wheat penny consistently ranks among the most searched wheat cents because it combines history, affordability, and the chance of discovering valuable errors. As copper prices fluctuate, interest in pre-1982 pennies also increases. Since the 1945D wheat penny contains a high percentage of copper, it carries intrinsic metal value in addition to collectible value. This adds another layer of appeal for both collectors and investors. In conclusion, the 1945D wheat penny from the United States is far more than just an old coin. It represents a pivotal year in American history, showcases a classic design, and offers collectors numerous opportunities to find value through condition and errors. Whether you are just starting your coin collecting journey or you have been collecting for years, this wheat penny deserves a closer look. So the next time you come across a small copper penny dated 1945 with a tiny D beneath the date, don't ignore it. Take a moment, examine it closely, and remember that even the smallest coin can hold a powerful story and unexpected value. Check your pockets, check your coin jars, and keep searching, because you never know when history might be hiding in plain sight. Coin number 4. Stop what you're doing right now and take a close look at your penny jar, your wallet, or that old box of coins sitting in your house, because one small brown coin from World War II could be hiding real value. Today we are talking about the 1945 wheat penny, one of the most historic and widely searched Lincoln cents ever made in the United States. This coin may look common at first glance, but certain 1945 wheat pennies are worth far more than 1 cent, and collectors across America are actively searching for them. The 1945 wheat penny was produced during a very important moment in U.S. history. World War II had just ended, and America was transitioning from wartime production back to normal life. Every coin struck in 1945 carries that historical weight. The Lincoln wheat penny design itself had already been in circulation since 1909, honoring President Abraham Lincoln, and by 1945 it was one of the most familiar coins in American pockets. On the front of the 1945 wheat penny, you'll see Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty on the left side and the date 1945 on the right. Above Lincoln's head is the famous phrase, "In God We Trust," which had become a permanent part of U.S. coinage. The back of the coin shows 2 wheat ears curving along the edges, representing America's agricultural strength, with the words 1 cent and United States of America in the center, along with the Latin phrase E pluribus unum. The 1945 wheat penny was struck at 3 different U.S. mint locations. Philadelphia produced coins without a mint mark, Denver struck coins with a small D mint mark below the date, and San Francisco produced coins with an S mint mark. Each mint produced millions of pennies, but value today depends heavily on condition, rarity, and specific errors. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 1 billion 1945 wheat pennies, making it the most common version. Because of this massive mintage, most circulated examples are worth only a small premium above face value. However, when you find a 1945 wheat penny from Philadelphia in strong, well-preserved condition with original color and sharp details, the value can increase significantly, especially among collectors building complete Lincoln cent sets. The 1945D wheat penny from the Denver Mint had a lower mintage than Philadelphia, which makes it slightly more desirable. These coins often show weaker strikes, so finding one with clear lettering, strong wheat lines, and minimal wear can bring a much higher price. Many collectors actively search rolls of old pennies hoping to find a clean 1945D. The 1945S wheat penny from San Francisco is another key piece collectors look for. San Francisco Mint coins are known for softer strikes, meaning sharp examples are harder to find. Even circulated examples can bring decent value, but well-preserved coins with strong details and original surfaces can be worth many times face value. One of the biggest factors that affects the value of a 1945 wheat penny is its color. Copper pennies are classified as brown, red-brown, or red, depending on how much original copper luster remains. Most 1945 wheat pennies found today are brown due to age and circulation. Red-brown examples are less common, and fully red examples are extremely rare and highly sought after. A bright red 1945 wheat penny with minimal wear can be worth hundreds of dollars to the right buyer. Now let's talk about errors, because this is where things get exciting. Error coins are one of the main reasons people search through old penny jars, and the 1945 wheat penny has several known errors that can dramatically increase value. One of the most popular errors to look for is a double die. This happens when the coin design is stamped twice slightly out of alignment, creating a doubling effect on the date, lettering, or motto. On a 1945 wheat penny, doubling may be visible on the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust. Strong double die examples can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Another valuable error is an off-center strike. If the coin blank was not properly centered during striking, part of the design may be missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value, especially if the date is still visible. Die cracks and die breaks are also collectible. These appear as raised lines or blobs on the coin caused by damaged minting equipment. While small cracks add minor value, large or dramatic die breaks can be very desirable. Clipped planchets are another error to watch for. These coins appear to have a curved or straight section missing from the edge. This happens when the metal sheet was improperly cut before striking. Authentic clipped 1945 wheat pennies are valuable and popular with collectors. Some 1945 wheat pennies also show weak strikes, especially from the San Francisco Mint. While weak strikes alone don't always increase value, collectors sometimes pay premiums for unusual or interesting strike characteristics. Because the 1945 wheat penny was made of 95% copper, it also carries intrinsic metal value. While it's illegal to melt US cents, many collectors like knowing that each copper wheat penny contains significantly more than 1 cent worth of copper, making them attractive long-term holds. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. A heavily worn 1945 wheat penny with smooth surfaces and faded wheat lines may only be worth a few cents. A lightly circulated example with visible wheat lines and sharp lettering can be worth much more. Uncirculated coins with original luster are the most valuable of all. If you are searching for 1945 wheat pennies, always handle them carefully. Avoid cleaning them, because cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce value. Even gentle cleaning can leave scratches or remove original copper color, which collectors do not like. Many people find 1945 wheat pennies in inherited collections, old piggy banks, estate sales, or rolls of pennies from banks. Searching through old rolls is still one of the most popular ways collectors find valuable wheat pennies today. The historical importance of the 1945 wheat penny also adds to its appeal. This coin represents the end of World War II, a turning point in American history. Millions of Americans used these very coins during a time of major global change, and holding one today is like holding a small piece of history. Collectors love wheat pennies because they are affordable, historic, and full of variety. The 1945 wheat penny fits perfectly into that category. While most examples are common, the hunt for high-grade coins and rare errors keeps demand strong. If you are building a Lincoln wheat cent collection, the 1945 penny is an essential date. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced collector, finding a sharp, original example is always exciting. Before you dismiss any old penny as worthless, remember that many valuable coins look ordinary at first glance. Take the time to check the date, mint mark, condition, and any unusual features. That 1 cent coin could be hiding a surprising story and real value. So the next time you see a 1945 wheat penny, don't spend it. Take a closer look. You might be holding more than just a penny. You could be holding a piece of American history that collectors across the country are actively searching for right now. Coin number 5, and we will explore. Stop everything you are doing for a moment. because the small copper coin you may have ignored for years could be hiding an important piece of American history and, in some cases, real collector value. Today we are diving deep into the 1947 wheat penny from the United States, a classic Lincoln cent that millions of people have handled without ever realizing its story, its varieties, and why collectors still search for it today. If you have a coin jar at home, an old drawer, or inherited coins from parents or grandparents, this is one penny you should absolutely know about. The 1947 wheat penny was produced just 2 years after the end of World War II, during a time when America was transitioning from wartime production back into normal everyday life. Copper was once again available in larger quantities, and the United States Mint returned to producing Lincoln cents in their traditional copper composition. This makes the 1947 wheat penny especially interesting, because it represents stability returning to the country after years of uncertainty. This coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's profile faces right, with the words, "In God We Trust," above his head, "Liberty," to the left, and the date 1947 to the right. This design remained largely unchanged for decades, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. On the reverse side of the 1947 wheat penny, you'll find 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, across the top. These wheat ears symbolize prosperity and agricultural strength, reflecting America's roots as a farming nation. This reverse design is the reason collectors commonly refer to these coins as wheat pennies. The 1947 wheat penny was minted at 3 different United States mint facilities. Coins with no mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, while pennies with a small d mint mark were struck in Denver, and those with an S mint mark were minted in San Francisco. Each mint produced millions of coins, but their survival in good condition today varies greatly. Philadelphia produced the highest number of 1947 wheat pennies, with hundreds of millions entering circulation. Because so many were made, these are the most commonly found today. However, even common coins can become desirable when found in excellent condition, especially if they show sharp details, strong lettering, and minimal wear. The Denver Mint also produced a large quantity of 1947 wheat pennies, and these coins are widely collected. Denver pennies from this year are known for fairly strong strikes, meaning the design details are often clearer compared to some other years. Collectors often look closely at Lincoln's hair, the wheat stalk lines, and the rim for signs of quality. The San Francisco Mint struck fewer coins than Philadelphia and Denver, making the 1947's wheat penny more difficult to find, especially in higher conditions. Coins from San Francisco are sometimes weaker in strike, so finding one with crisp details can increase its desirability among collectors. The metal composition of the 1947 wheat penny is another important aspect. It is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. This gives the coin its familiar reddish-brown color when new, which can darken over time due to natural oxidation. Collectors often describe wheat pennies by color tones, ranging from red to reddish-brown to brown, with brighter examples typically being more desirable. Even though the 1947 wheat penny is not considered extremely rare, condition plays a massive role in value. A heavily worn coin that has been in circulation for decades may be worth only slightly more than face value, while a well-preserved example can be worth significantly more to collectors. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1947 wheat penny is the possibility of errors and varieties. These are coins that were struck with mistakes during the minting process, and they can dramatically increase value. Errors might include doubled lettering, off-center strikes, die cracks, or repunched mint marks. These kinds of details are often missed by the average person but are highly sought after by experienced collectors. A doubled die variety occurs when the coin die receives a misaligned impression during its creation, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled on the final coin. On a 1947 wheat penny, doubling may be visible on the date, Lincoln's features, or inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." Even subtle doubling can add interest and value. Off-center strikes are another type of error to look for. These occur when the coin blank is not properly aligned during striking, resulting in a design that is partially missing or shifted. The more dramatic the off-center strike, while still showing the date, the more collectible the coin can be. Die cracks and die chips are also worth checking. Over time, minting dies wear out and crack, transferring those cracks onto the coins they strike. These appear as raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface and can make a 1947 wheat penny more appealing to era collectors. Many people ask whether the 1947 wheat penny is rare, and the honest answer is that it is not rare in general, but it can be rare in exceptional condition or with notable errors. This is what makes searching through old coins so exciting. You don't need a rare date to find something valuable. Sometimes condition and uniqueness matter far more. Another reason the 1947 wheat penny remains popular is its historical context. This coin was in circulation during a time when America was rebuilding, families were growing, and the economy was expanding. It passed through the hands of veterans returning home, workers building new cities, and children spending pennies at corner stores. Holding one today is like holding a small piece of that era. Collectors often enjoy assembling complete wheat penny sets, and the 1947 issue is an essential part of those collections. Because it is affordable in lower conditions, it is also a great entry point for new collectors who want to learn about US coinage without spending large amounts of money. If you find a 1947 wheat penny, the best thing you can do is examine it carefully. Look at the date, the mint mark, the overall condition, and any unusual features. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can reduce its collector appeal. Even gentle cleaning can remove original surface details that collectors value. Storing your coin properly is also important. Keeping it in a dry, stable environment can help preserve its condition. Many collectors use simple protective holders to prevent further wear and damage. The popularity of wheat pennies continues to grow, especially as fewer remain in circulation. Every year, more are lost, damaged, or permanently removed from the hobby, which gradually increases interest in surviving examples. This long-term trend keeps even common dates like 1947 relevant in the collecting world. In recent years, many people have rediscovered coin collecting through searching pocket change, inherited collections, or old jars of coins. The 1947 wheat penny often appears in these discoveries, sparking curiosity and excitement. That moment of finding an old coin can be the beginning of a